Hi, my name is Erin, and I'm a challenger for the $200,000 Transformation Challenge from bodybuilding.com and Diamondized Nutrition. And I just wanted to make this video from week 12 to talk a little bit about why I did the transformation, some of the challenges that I had while I did it, what my plans were, how I overcame some of those challenges, and what I learned from it, and what I'm going to do now. So in terms of why I started because I needed to make the change. In 2009, I met my husband, and my fitness definitely decreased. I became less active, and I was definitely on a bad road. I was eating poorly, and I gained about 30 pounds in about 8 months, and it just wasn't going the way I wanted it to, in terms of how I wanted my body to look, how I was feeling, and so I needed to make the change. And it's been a struggle ever since, and up until about 12 weeks ago. So I needed to make the change, and I needed to make it permanent, and I needed to commit to something. So that's why I did it. I needed to prove to myself that I can do it, that I can accomplish a goal that I set out to do, even if it was set so long ago. I just needed to be accountable for my own actions, and this challenge has made me accountable, and it's made me realize a lot more about myself than I think I knew coming into it. So I actually am extremely proud that I did this challenge, and am definitely looking forward to continuing on further down in my life to not change and be fit for life. In terms of what I planned, I didn't know at the beginning when I signed up for the challenge what my plan was going to be. It all started pretty much immediately after I said, I got to do my research, I got to get on this. And I ended up Googling some diet plans for 12 weeks out from a competition, and I found a few that I liked. Not one of them I could stick to permanently, so I kind of made a mesh of all of them and tried to really build something that I knew I could stick to, because I knew that was going to be a really important part. So I actually built my own nutrition plan. I did a lot of research into how to set up your macros, carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. And I did a lot of research into water and how it plays a huge role in weight loss. And I looked at how to prepare foods, because I know that it's not always the food itself that's bad for you, it's how it's prepared. So I did a lot of research into how to prepare food with as little excess grease and fat and sauce as I could, so that I could actually get the nutrition that I needed, not from other things that were providing no nutritional value whatsoever. So I did a ton of research on my own for diet plans and nutrition, and ended up creating my own plan. And I didn't realize how important it would be, and I didn't realize just how important nutrition is in a transformation until I started seeing the results, and I started seeing that, oh man, what I've been eating is not as great as what I thought I was eating, and that I really needed to clean it up, and I did that. So that made me happy. In terms of weight training, I'd been training a little bit for weights probably since about March last year, but I found a small little training program on bodybuilding.com at that time. I kind of carried it through over the summer and into the fall, slowly adding kind of a little bit more movements to my workouts, a little bit heavier weights, but nothing that I knew was really making a difference, or I wasn't seeing a difference in what I was doing. So I actually still used my original training program, which changed probably on a weekly or bi-weekly basis throughout this challenge. but it was always evolving and always changing. And I knew I had to change it frequently and often, and I knew I had to really kind of challenge myself in terms of creating something that my muscles were always confused, they were always working really hard, and that they needed to be challenged, and that I needed to be challenged, and that I needed to really push myself during my workouts. I needed to sweat during them, and I just wasn't doing that before. So I did a lot of research online. Bodybuilding.com actually kind of kept popping up on the Google search bar, so did a lot of pulling from this website. And then I also went to the library. I went old school, and I went to the library and I looked up a lot of stuff online. And so the combination of the books and the online definitely kind of gave me a lot of information that I needed. It taught me a lot about training and how to build a proper program. But I did that all on my own, so I'm super proud of myself for having done everything that I did on my own. In terms of kind of what motivated me, other challengers definitely, I'd have to say, motivated me. I motivated me. As I started seeing progress, I definitely noticed that I became my own motivation quite quickly. You start seeing your own results and you get excited and you're really happy, and it's kind of like you can't stop now. You have to keep going. You're seeing those results. So I was definitely my own motivation. Other challengers were definitely motivation, seeing where they were coming in their progress, and what they were talking about, both on the app and on Instagram. I became an Instagram user over the last 12 weeks, and it was great to see the community and the support that I got from other people, and knowing that there was pros out there that could comment on your pictures on Instagram, and they were doing the same on Body Space. And it was great to see that there was support from people that were professionals, and even people that aren't professionals but just had the grace to actually give you a compliment, and it was great to return that favor to people that were doing well, and that, you know, don't give up, or are you losing faith, keep going, you got this. Those are all really important things that kind of transpired over the last 12 weeks, and it really became my motivation. Dana Lynn Bailey's always been a motivator for me, so really happy to just follow her on Instagram and on Facebook, follow her blogs and everything, watch her videos, knowing that she's real, that she doesn't want help from anybody in terms of kind of sponsors. She wants to know that she can do it on her own, and you know, we share that, I guess. So that's definitely a motivator, and to know where she was years and years ago, and to see her before pictures and see where she is now and see her accomplishments, and that, you know, it's okay to laugh, it's okay to be goofy, it's okay to have those kind of periods of not professionalism, and yet still remaining completely professional. So she's definitely been a huge motivator for me, and I definitely did use her Delt Homicide workout quite a bit during this challenge, which was extremely motivating and actually taught me a lot, and it works. It really does. So those are my motivating and inspiring factors. I did have struggles throughout this entire process. I got sick around week 7 and week 6. I got the cold, and I was feeling less than motivated to go to the gym, but I knew that I had to just keep moving and getting up, and I actually stopped lifting weights for about a week, and I just decided that I needed to go and just walk on the treadmill or walk on the stair mill for a little while, and kind of keep moving, keep going to the gym, and keep eating healthy, because that was going to be the deciding factor in terms of how I was to proceed after that. I needed to make sure that I remained healthy, so that I could finish and keep going. And it was at that point too that I realized just how important fitness and going to the gym and having supportive people around you and your nutrition is to your body, and how it definitely affects you. So that was a big struggle for me. Cravings. Everybody can talk about cravings. I had lots of cravings. I started a list of cravings that I had, and I referred to it often. Not in real life, but I looked at it, and then you just kind of thought about it, that food for a little while. I would allow myself cheat meals. I think if you don't allow yourself cheat meals on a regular basis, you're pretty much setting yourself up for failure. I probably had anywhere from 2 to 4 cheat meals a week. Sometimes they weren't big ones. Sometimes it was, a small piece of dark chocolate here and there. When it came down to kind of the end weeks, that's when the cravings were the worst, and it was things like craving bananas, so I give myself, bananas and stuff like that. But the cravings were definitely really hard to deal with, and I think everybody that partook in this challenge can definitely relate to that. So hopefully we all got our cheat meal in. It's Sunday, it's the final day. Hopefully everybody's enjoying Easter and having some good meals with family and everything, and have their cheat meals. I really didn't have a lot of struggles in terms of my weight training. I love weight training. I went to the gym 5 to 6 times a week. There were some 7-day weeks that I did go. I love it. So I kept going, and I didn't really struggle with my training. I just noticed that it kept evolving. I kept learning more and more and more. So there really weren't any struggles that I had with my training. I felt sore like most people do, but I knew I was just working hard. So no, I didn't really have any struggles in terms of my training. What I learned a lot. In terms of my training, I learned how to build a proper workout program. I discovered that there's more to just 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps, which was what I was kind of stuck on for months and months and months prior to this. I learned how to do warm-up sets, how to know when I needed to up my weight. I learned about supersets. Those are some fantastic exercises that you can do to spice up your workout, and it spices it up. I learned about drop sets. Those are kind of spicy too. If they're done well, you definitely burn from them after. And I definitely learned about rest pause sets. Rest pause sets I thought were kind of something silly at the beginning, and then I quickly learned that they are something you can use to definitely help you gain some muscle and put some tension on your muscles. I learned a lot of different things on how to isolate different areas of your body, how to isolate different heads to muscles, how to work different areas of your body. You can never spot train. I learned a lot about nutrition. My nutrition was something that I gained a lot of insight into. You can never out-train a bad diet. If you're not focusing on your diet, then you really are never going to get to the gym to out-train it ever enough. So I learned about how to build your macros. So like I said, carbs, proteins, and fats properly. I learned what foods were good. I learned a lot about lean meats, how to prepare lean meats. For meal prep, I did my meal prep every Sunday. That was really hard to get into, but I started doing it probably about week 3, and that was great. I plan to continue to do that. It is Sunday now, and we are meal prepping in a couple hours. We already had our Easter dinners, so it's meal prep Sunday on Easter, yay! So I learned a lot about food. I learned not to drink your calories. I learned a lot about supplements, how important they are, how important different kinds of protein supplements are, that there are different kinds of protein supplements. Wow. Mental focus. Yeah, I learned that I need to focus a lot harder. And that I also learned partway through that it's very easy. You just really have to keep talking to yourself. It's mental talk, you know, I can do this, you know, you don't need to eat that. Yes, you do need to get off the couch and just go to the gym, just walk through the front door. If you just walk through the front door, you'll be fine. If you get dressed, you know, change, those kinds of things. It was really hard to kind of keep motivating myself, especially when I was sick. So I gained a lot of mental focus and mental motivation, and I really learned how to inspire myself and drive myself to complete my goals just from self-talk on how to do better. I learned a lot about other people's dedication, what motivates them and their stories. That was fantastic and extremely humbling to hear. That consistency is the key. You have to always, you're not going to get it in one day. You know, you do it for a week, 2 weeks, you might see a little bit of progress, but you can't stop. Once you start seeing progress, that's just the beginning. You have to keep pushing, and your progress never stops. I know that now. You always want to keep working on it, and you just have to keep working towards being consistent. You know, make sure your meals are consistent, make sure, you know, your water intake is consistent, making sure that your routine is consistent. It plays a huge role in how you feel every day. I learned it's okay to cheat. You're allowed your cheat meals, like we talked about. And I learned that I needed to be a more happier person, and I discovered purely by accident that this whole process has made me a much happier, more stably emotional person. I'm happy on a way more consistent basis. I find myself, you know, being able to talk to people quite easily now. Being able to carry on conversations with strangers has become much easier. Chatting with people at the gym is a lot easier. It definitely taught me a lot about myself, and how I needed to open up, and how I have opened up over the last couple of years, and then how much I opened up over the last 12 weeks, and how much my personality changed for the better. And I learned so much about what I needed as a person, and what I needed to give others around me as a person as well. So I did learn a lot about myself, emotionally, mentally, physically, and it's all knowledge that you keep with you. It's never gonna go anywhere. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. Like I said, today we're doing our meal prep, so I'm prepping my food for the week. We're going to keep doing that. And in terms of training, it starts tomorrow, Sunday. Today's the day off. So it's back to the grind on Monday. We're going to keep... I keep saying we. It's probably going to be everybody that, hopefully everybody that partook in this. I'm going to keep training. I'm going to keep training hard. I would like to do a competition. So hopefully I'll be able to do a figure competition, and hopefully that will be within the year. I'm not sure when at this point, but definitely going to work towards doing one of those. Always keep learning, so I'm going to definitely, always keep trying to evolve my program, evolve my nutrition, figure things out. I enjoy doing it on my own. I enjoy that challenge that I get. It's not just a challenge that you sign up for, it's a challenge against yourself. And that is something that I really strive for, and I want to reach for, and it's a goal of mine. So I would like to do a competition in the future, so that's kind of where we're going from here. We'll see where it goes. I'm looking forward to it quite a bit. I made a lot of friends over the last little while, a lot of strangers I've never met, but kind of one of those things that you really still want to meet them eventually. There's some people that I became kind of close to on Instagram, so following them was really inspirational and everything. So hopefully everybody that partook enjoyed themselves. I hope they learned a lot. I hope they inspired other people. I hope that they were inspired by other challengers as well. And I hope that everybody does continue to be fit for life, and that they've realized that they have a strive to be their best self. And I hope that everybody continues to be passionate about bodybuilding and their bodies, and passionate about fitness and health and how important it is. So yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed my little video, and I hope everybody can become inspired in some way or another to get into shape, or to do anything else that they have been setting their mind to and just couldn't accomplish. Go out there, reach for your goals. You can do it.